LeBron James not retiring is number 2, and then so on and so forth. We're going to get more into the LeBron James of it all. So let's welcome in Prime Video NBA analyst Stan Van Gundy. Stan, thanks for joining us. We're so excited to chat with you. LeBron James not retiring yet. He is 40. He's still playing at a high level. So we got to think, though, hey, he's 40 years old. He's been around for a minute. Are you expecting this upcoming season to be LeBron James's final year, though, even if he's not saying that right now?
You know, I think it depends on a lot of things. Look, no one in NBA history's had a better career than LeBron James. You can argue all you want about who was the best player. That's subjective. You go back and forth. But in terms of career accomplishments, nobody's been able to match him. He's still playing at an all-star level. I think if that continues and the Lakers are legitimate contenders and his son, Bronny, continues to be on the rise a little bit, I think he keeps playing. If there's a drop-off in any of those areas, then maybe he retires.
Yeah, it feels like Father Time has been very kind to LeBron James, certainly down the stretch here. But anytime LeBron is going to make an announcement or we're hearing second decision, like we're all waiting with bated breath on our toes. But is it fair for LeBron to kind of be like dropping these breadcrumbs for everybody? You know, he knew what he was doing there.
Well, absolutely he did. I mean, this is a very smart guy. I mean, on top of what he does on a basketball court, I think you can look at his business empire and know this is a very intelligent guy. And he understands that basketball is at the hub of everything. So when LeBron James said he's going to make a decision, everybody's going to tune in. Every sports media person is going to tune into that. And then he can make a promotional appearance and promote some of his business enterprises. This is a smart guy.
Yeah, and to your point, even the fans, the ticket sales for the Lakers' last regular season game went from $80 to around $445 when people started to hear about a second decision. When we're kind of looking at the Lakers in this upcoming season in general, with LeBron, with Luka, we know JJ Redick is going to be there for quite some time. What can we expect? What is the ceiling for this team moving forward here?
Well, I think the ceiling is probably to be a second-tier team in a loaded Western Conference. I think Oklahoma City is almost by themselves. Denver and Minnesota, they'll close, maybe 1A and then 2 1Bs. And then below that, you know, maybe the Lakers can get into that. I think very encouraging on Luka Doncic. You know, the little bit we saw of him in the Eurobasket, he looks to be in great shape. LeBron is still playing at a high level, and defensively, they made it work at the end of the year. JJ Redick made it work. I don't think that's easy. I think when your top 3 players are Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, and you're going to have them on the court together late, defense could be a problem.
Yeah, the West, to your point, it is very loaded. It's certainly a gauntlet. If we shift things over and look at the Eastern Conference, there's a little bit more separation with the top teams and then kind of the rest of the conference. The Knicks have been right there in the mix, and there is a report that is out there saying that the Knicks engaged in trade talks for Giannis. Past tense, very important to emphasize that. So what do you think the future ultimately looks like for Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Well, I think, honestly, Giannis would like to stay in Milwaukee. But he's a very competitive guy, and he just wants to make sure that the franchise is on the right track, and he feels like going forward, he'll have a chance to compete for another championship. If that's the case, I think he stays, because I think Giannis has, number one, been very loyal, and I think he's had great success with the franchise, and I think he's smart enough to know that the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
And on the Knicks side of things, we know injuries in the past have been a big deal, but do you think when you think of their main players, Jalen Brunson, all of those guys, do you think they've kind of maxed out their ceiling with their core people?
Well, we're going to find out. I think, look, it's hard to judge them because Mitchell Robinson's a big part of what they did. He played very little last year. He was back for the playoffs, but they had not had a lot of time together. They've got a lot more depth now than they had before. I think this is the most talent the Knicks have had in a long time, and they've got some continuity with players. Now, coaching staff, systems new, but these guys have played together. They've got a little bit more help around them. Certainly New York fans think this is their year.
All right, we're going to keep it in the Eastern Conference. Stan, I am a North Central Florida gal. I love the Orlando Magic, and I am waiting for them to break through here because we think about the talent that they have. They have Paolo, they have Franz, they get Desmond Bane in the offseason. So what is it ultimately going to take, and do they have enough to finally break through, win a playoff series, and be a contender in the Eastern Conference?
Well, I do think that they have a chance to win a playoff series and be in the top 4 in the East. And then when you get to that point, health of the other teams also, if you're healthier than other people, they'd have a chance against anybody. The big question with them, we know they're going to defend. Their players work very hard at the defensive end. Jamal Mosley has done a terrific job with them. The question is, even with Desmond Bane, do they have enough shooting around Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner to give those guys room on the floor to make plays? Health, obviously, a big thing. They get Jalen Suggs back. They get Mo Wagner back. They've got a chance, I think, to be very, very good. It really comes down to, can they put the ball in the basket?
Yep, and have not won a playoff series, and you know this, since 2010, so it has been a minute. Finally, want to go to Dallas, where, of course, expectations are sky high for Cooper Flagg. He's, of course, talked about as this generational talent. But what are realistic expectations for him at this next level in your eyes?
Well, I think sky's the limit for Cooper Flagg. But I think people jump the gun in terms of what they expect out of guys in their rookie seasons, okay? I mean, let's remember, LeBron came in as the generational talent of all and couldn't get Cleveland to the playoffs in his first year. Now, Cooper Flagg's got a lot more around him. A lot of it in Dallas depends on when Kyrie Irving can get back, but there's certainly Anthony Davis. I think Cooper Flagg's going to be outstanding. I think he's got to be the overwhelming favorite for Rookie of the Year. But I think the big thing I like about Cooper Flagg is very rare for a rookie. I think he might be more advanced at the defensive end of the floor than the offensive end of the floor. This guy can make an impact in a lot of ways, and he's going to make his presence felt right away. But that doesn't mean that he's going to be able to carry a team throughout the season.
Stan, we certainly appreciate it and giving us some info on all the latest headlines around the NBA. Thanks so much, Stan.
Thank you. Great to talk to you.
All right, and looking ahead, the 2025-26 schedule for opening week. Of course, it opens out a little spicy, Jordan. We got Boston and New York there, Minnesota and LA, and all the things to look forward to here as far as the play-in tournament. That goes all the way through to April. The NBA Cup we have to look forward to mid-December, and then the playoffs kicking off on April 18th. And when it comes to opening night, the Rockets and the Thunder kicking things off at 7:30 Eastern. And then, of course, we have the Warriors and the Lakers in that same slate as well. And look at that. Our very own Ashley Nicole Moss, who's always talking hoops with us here on HQ Spotlight. Make sure you check her out alongside Cam Newton, a brand new show, 106 in Sports. The new series kicks off Wednesday, October 15th. All right, coming up here on HQ, Cincinnati making some moves, getting a new quarterback in Joe Flacco until Joe Burrow can get back. So it's got us thinking, what do other teams need to do and what moves do they have to make as the trade deadline is looming?